God damn it. I can't believe we put on such a fucking display. Fucking XFL. Losing to the USFL like that, Jesus fucking Christ. I really don't know how we're going to recover from this. Is someone sulking because their conference is a bunch of losers? And now you're here. Perfect. Here to fucking brag about the USFL being so superior to the XFL. Well, how about this? Eat a bag of dicks. I'm sorry, Jim, but not everyone can be the USFL. I really don't want to hear it. I just want to drink my sorrows away right now and forget that the UFL even exists. You'll never be able to drink enough. What don't you understand about the USFL being the premier spring football league conference? Doesn't matter. We have it all. We have the bigger dicks. We have the better pussies. It's all in the USFL. Better sex, better football. Boom. Our time will come. The XFL will rise. Stronger than ever. That you can believe. That's what I think of the XFL. You want to go right now? I will fight your ass right now. I'll take you on right now, bitch. Let's fucking go. Let's tussle. You want to tussle? I'll tussle. Silence! Both of you! It is my time now. It is the time of UFL Jim. And I will not be sidelined. Oh, big man, don't worry. We'll go talk. Okay, man. You do your thing. I'm gonna have words with him. Go! Be gone! Your petty squabbles mean nothing to me. I will do the recap of my league. For now, it's all about me. Me. Now it's time for the UFL Week 1 recap. We begin the tale of Week 1 of the UFL with the Birmingham Stallions besting the Arlington Renegades 27-14. It was a slow match as two amazing fighters, two champions, feeling each other out to begin. But one emerged the clear victor as the Stallions march forth, stampede over the Renegades, and cement themselves atop the mountain of spring football. This team, whose defense brought a tear to my eye, and whose offense, once it got rolling under the dutiful leadership of Matt Corral, who, by the way, kudos to you, man. Kudos to you. Brought tears to another part of my body. Defenses for both teams looked pretty darn good, if you ask me. But the Renegades offense left nothing for them. I do not understand on the Arlington Renegades' insistence on running the ball. They had nothing. The only time this team could do anything was when Luis Perez was slaying that thing. But still, they continue like stupid children to just bash their head against the defensive wall led by Scooby Wright that the Birmingham Stallions had for them. Matt Corral could very well show himself to be a superstar in this league. I think we saw glimpses of it this weekend. I'm excited to see where he goes from here, because the sky is the limit for him and this Birmingham team. Let me tell you. I'm still a little weary of the Stallions being what we've seen in the previous 2 years and the dominance they've shown. But for now, they are the kings of spring. Takeaways for each team for the Birmingham Stallions. Take away what you learned in this game. Adrian Martinez, he can run the ball for you. But that's about it. Matt Corral is your quarterback. And your defense can win you a championship. Rely on these two things and you will have a successful season. For the Renegades! Rethink your offensive scheme. Double down your defensive prowess. And let's see some firepower. Some will. I didn't see any will in this game, and I need to see it. The team that was hot and fired up and just frothing last year to end the XFL season. Where were you? Where were you, I ask? Because you were not out there on that field that Saturday. And that is something you need to look inside your soul and find. Good day. Game number 2, we have the Michigan Panthers taking on the St. Louis Battlehawks, with the Panthers devouring the Battlehawks 18-16. And what a game it was. And while the first half may have been slow, defensive, a slog, some would say, the second half was anything but. It was extremely exciting, absolutely exhilarating to the senses. It was like when you go to an Ace wine bar and you get that perfect smell that at first smells like a very stinky fart. But then your palate develops a little bit. And you can appreciate exactly the hints of oak, the grape. I could taste the grape fart that was this game. As the Panthers make something happen. E.J. Perry making things happen with his legs. My word. What a man. What a man that Perry is. Of course, everyone will be talking about Jake Bates and the massive 2 64-yard field goals that he made to seal the game for the Michigan Panthers. But I believe that's not all this game came down to. Of course, Bates is free to Bates as much as he wants after that performance. Because it was exemplary, to say the least. For those of us that have paid attention to the Michigan Panthers for 3 years now, we have seen improvement from the abysmal depths under Jeff Fisher of 2022 to the terrible coaching decisions in 2023. We find ourselves climbing out of the cave to see what the Panthers can be. And it's beautiful. The Panthers defense versus the Battlehawks offense. On the one hand, is the Panthers defense that great to stop what many believe would be the number 1 offense in the UFL versus the St. Louis Battlehawks offense sputtering and being an absolute disappointment? Is the defense of the Panthers that good, or is the offense of the Battlehawks just immensely disappointing? Questions that will be answered in week 2, but for now, we're just sit and left to ponder. The Battlehawks really need to work on that offensive line. It was just awful. Simply disgusting. For now, we walk away with a Panthers victory and the Battlehawks confused, lost, wondering where to go from here. You may spin. Game number 3 saw the DC Defenders taking on the San Antonio Brahmas, with the Brahmas claiming victory, winning 27-12. Not the showing many expected out of the DC Defenders now, was it? Oh, Reggie. The Brahmas play calling left me in a perpetual state of arousal. I couldn't find myself calming down hours after this game had ended. I just wanted more. More from A.J. Smith, more from Chase Garbers, more from John Trey Kirkland. I demanded more. DC. Boy, oh boy, DC. You can sure tell the Defenders are missing quite a bit from last year. They didn't lose very often, especially in embarrassing fashion like this. Missing receivers, offensive linemen. The defense, for the most part, still looked pretty good, but boy, that offense was rough. The San Antonio Brahmas have put people on notice. Being as many so-called experts had them finishing near the bottom of the league, they had and have something to prove. But it was very entertaining to see Reggie Barlow look like he was about to fight every single ref in that arena. And of course, let us not forget the key moments of this game. The big man touchdown. As he would, throws the ball. Who is there but the beautiful, immaculate center, ready to take the ball in his grasp as if it were his newborn child, as if he expected it, as if it was always planned. San Antonio, what will you think of next? And of course, the incredible challenge from Wade Phillips, keeping the spirit of Hines Ward alive in San Antonio with his amazing super challenge to take a score away from the Defenders right when they needed it most. It was the dagger that killed DC. I believe San Antonio has shown the world what they're about. Now the only thing left to know about this game and what the future holds for both teams is, what does DC look like going on through the season? Our final game was the Houston Roughnecks versus the Memphis Showboats, with the Showboats claiming victory 18-12 over the Roughnecks, formerly known as the Gamblers. The Showboats showed quite a bit in this game, especially defensively, but the Houston Roughnecks are missing some very, very key pieces. So it's hard to take away too much about either team in this matchup. Case Cookus, as very many of you know, is a fan favorite here in the garage. He looked excellent. His body craves contact like any good football player. And he was slinging that ball like no other. Absolutely no other. But second half sputters of this offense kept the game within reach for the Roughnecks. But terrible penalties and stupid decision making just didn't let the city of Houston taste victory this weekend. The main factor in this, of course, was the Memphis Showboats' time of possession. They held onto the ball for what felt like a BDSM excruciating amount of time compared to the Roughnecks. They let them breathe not air, but dirt and dust. And anytime the Roughnecks had any chance to make anything happen, they could only cough. But even then, the Roughnecks technically were in this game for the entire contest, which I don't know if that looks good on the Houston Roughnecks or bad on the Memphis Showboats, but it looks something on someone. Both teams need to learn how to finish drives. I very much understand this conundrum. I myself have trouble finishing quite often. But you cannot win a game with only field goals. It is an impossibility. So takeaways for each team. For the Houston Roughnecks, get healthy and show us what you are truly made of. Whether this was a flash in the pan or if you are better. Better. Take away the good, the defense. Leave the bad, almost all of the offense. But go forth and be better. For the showboats. Finish your drives, man. Finish your drives. Lean on your quarterback and the weapons you have on offense. And hopefully this defense continues to perform at this level against higher competition. Because they will need to. By God, they will need to. That is week 1 of UFL action. It was beautiful, elegant, powerful, everything I wanted and more. First off, Fox. More sideline interviews. Those are fun. This league is about fun. The F in the UFL stands for fun. You absolute buffoons. Make note of that. The pace of play, excellent. Aside, I believe, from the Showboats and Roughnecks game that seemed like a flag fest. But other than that, it was glorious. Constant action. Non-stop thrills. This is what spring football is. And should always be. And for ESPN, I'm not done with you either. This counts for both of you. Give us a lead-in show. I'll do it for free. Give us a show 15 to 30 minutes before the first game, previewing the matchups, talking about the rivalries, talking about the game, talking about the rules. Give us something to wet our whistle. Give us something for the common man. Those of us and those of not us who aren't crazy UFL fanatics like me. Give something. Now, for the UFL Jim awards for week 1 of UFL action. MVP, honorable mention. Brad Wing and Alex Millette for that amazing fat man touchdown. I will be talking about that until the day that I die. But of course the MVP has to go to Jake Bates of the Michigan Panthers for hitting not one, but 2 64-yard field goals, one iced. Bitch move on your part, by the way, Anthony Becht. To seal the win for the Michigan Panthers and let his team taste victory in week 1. God, that was good. God, that was excellent. Another takeaway, by the way, all the kickers looked really good. Just flat out, all the kickers. Yes. The LVP. The entire St. Louis Battlehawks offensive line. You were disgusting. Deplorable. Disanctimonious. Disturbing. Dicks. Soft floppy dicks out there letting anyone pass. My next award is for the coach most likely to fight someone. Who other than Reggie Barlow? The vigor he showed on the sidelines, ready to take swings at he was going to go for their necks. And that is a man, as a player, who has your back. Respect the Barlow. Respect the Barlow. My last award, the player with the most swagger. It goes to 2 quarterbacks this week. It's a tie. Matt Corral and Chase Garbers. Just swinging their big dicks all over the UFL. The 2, I believe, that have the biggest power to be superstars in this league showed out in week 1. Lastly, we have the power ratings after week 1 of UFL action. At number 8, sit the Houston Roughnecks. Decimated, torn up, and 8th. At number 7, the Arlington Renegades. Last year's XFL champion has fallen on hard times indeed. At number 6, the DC Defenders. Not defending much now, are you? At number 5 is the St. Louis Battlehawks. Insert sad hawk screech. At 4, the Memphis Showboats. In my opinion, they looked to be the weakest of the unbeaten so far. That shaky second half did them no favors. At number 3, it's the Michigan Panthers. While a 64-yard kick is impressive, needing that to get you the win is not as impressive as what the other two teams have done. At number 2, the San Antonio Brahmas. What an offense. What an offense. What magnificent play calling. What astounding defense. This team looked all of the parts. Everything you could want. And of course at number 1 sit the Kings of Spring, the Birmingham Stallions, with a defense you can just grill a steak on. I don't even know what that means. And an offense that looked to be feeling itself in the second half. Your Birmingham Stallions right now are your number 1 power-rated team in the UFL. Congratulations, Stallions. And that is week 1 of the UFL. I am left in a state of football hangover. I have been waiting for this moment for months and months and months and months and months. And now that we're here, with week 1 behind us, I just crave more. More UFL, more storylines, more thrills, more 3-point conversions, more super challenges. Give it to me. Give it to me right now. I need it. You need it. This is the UFL. We are united, and I am UFL Jim, and I love each and every one of you. Let's embrace this. Embrace this feeling. Embrace spring football. Succumb to the spring